What's up, guys? Welcome back to Crypto Weekly Review. On this episode, we're going to talk about HEX and how I think it's going to correct and why I think it's going to correct. We're going to talk about points of interest where I will be buying at. We're also going to talk about the upcoming Bitcoin ETF in October and how Bitcoin could have a dominance run. So let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into this.
You big old sus, yeah. I just doubled up on crypto. I just doubled down on the new vest. Now my chair looking like 2 checks. Type of money made me want a 2-step. Who next? This week I be on the moon next. Stock going up like 2x. That's a fast flip like suplex. 2 really stepping like a duplex. You bet never lose change, but I do flex on it.
Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart looking ready to pump into 50K. It actually even set a new high over here. It's holding the 21 exponential moving average. In fact, it's finding support there, and also the stochastic RSI is very low. I think we're going to make at least an attempt today on Monday to pop through this pivot here, and I say 51,200 is going to be a good resistance point for that. Bitcoin on the daily chart. Bitcoin on the daily chart kind of in the middle of nowhere here. It's in this resistance range, but it is consolidating up high. There is some good news in the markets. I think a test of 50K and a breach of 50K is very likely in the next coming days. A good buy for Bitcoin would be 45,400. Ethereum is doing the same thing except bigger and badder. You can see we have a 30% move right here from the bottom swing low. It is looking just the same as Bitcoin. It looks like an inverse BART pattern, as you can see right here. An inverse BART pattern, a little bit of a fake out. I think it's bullish. I think ETH could maybe possibly cool down to about 3,300 and then off to past its resistance at 37.51. Wow, which is really close to the all-time highs. Solana USD on FTX looks exactly the same as everything else. It's all moving together. A good buy at a pivot would be 154 and then off. The big resistance will be 196. So if you want a quick trade, you buy 154, you sell 196. Not financial advice. HEX USDC Uniswap. It's looking like it's still holding the 21 exponential moving average. There's a huge bull pennant right here. It looks like it did fall down, but gets support on this pivot. And the point of control, there's the most volume node right here. This is a stiff area of resistance. There's a lot of trading going on right here, as you can tell, and it's actually getting support on the highest point of the volume node known as the volume profile. And the volume profile is right here at 40 cents. It's looking like it's going to break down to me. I don't really see us setting new all-time highs right now, especially with pulse delayed, but it could happen. It could happen. The pivot buying point was at 38 cents. The next stop is low on the daily chart. We better look at the 4-hour chart to see where we could get some support. As you can see on the 4-hour chart, it's kind of all over the place. I really can't find a trend here. But it does look like it is finding support right here on this yellow line, which is the 200. It had some big wicks down there. So let's look and see what that price is. That's 38 cents, folks. See? There you go. Okay, so about 38 cents range will be a buy. Man, you know, I think the next stop will probably be about 36 cents. I think it's going to chop around until the fork. I think it's going to probably chop lower. I'm starting to get just a little bit bearish for the next couple months on HEX because of the delay of pulse. I think we might chop down. I mean, look at this move. We've had a huge move. I hope we can hold this and sustain this. Maybe hold the 200 and then pop through. But I'm starting to think that we might get a cool down. So if we cool down, I say it's definitely a buy. It's a buy at all of these ranges. If you want a dollar cost average, 38 cents, 36 cents, and 32 cents. Those are all buys. So here is a message from the Pulse team at the Hexagon. With testnet finally up and running, I just wanted to relay a message from the Pulse dev chat. They are expecting at least 2 months of testnet before the mainnet is launched. The dates are obviously loose estimates, but please don't have an expectation of 1 week or even 1 month. This will take longer and for good reason. Quality takes time, and it is better not to rush something like this. Quality takes time, and it's better not to rush something like this. Let's remind ourselves that other projects, such as Cardano, took 5 years before anything was remotely available. In that perspective, we are spoiled with the rate of how things are progressing, and we would rather have a quality, thoroughly tested product than a bug-filled network that will be the R cryptocurrency's new laughingstock. So don't expect launch of mainnet to be any time before December 2021. This information was quoted from Shane, main developer on Pulse Chain. All right, shout out to Shane and Pulse Chain. You guys are doing God's work over there. But guys, this is kind of bearish for price action in Hex. I mean, people are going to kind of lose interest. Hype's going to kind of quell and die down. So I think that maybe we could correct. We had an insane run, and that's what markets do. They go up hard, and then they overcorrect up, and then they overcorrect down. That makes me short-term bearish. Don't hate me. I'm just short-term bearish, and I'm looking to buy. So let's go back to the Hex chart and reiterate where I am dollar cost averaging. I'm going to be buying over here at 38 cents, 36 cents, and lastly 32 cents. Actually, if we go to the daily chart, I think actually 28 cents. I'm going to buy right here at 28 cents as well. I'm going to go very, very heavily. And in the unlikely event we actually hit 21 cents, I will be buying there as well. In other news, Bitcoin ETF earlier last week, Coinbase Inc., the world's leading public crypto exchange, tweeted an official blog titled Coinbase Report, Expect Growth in Crypto Fund and SEC Approved ETFs Soon. However, the tweet was deleted soon after, giving fire to speculation as a possible Bitcoin ETF approval by the SEC in October. So they tweeted about this, and then they deleted it. And then if you look over here, it says the SEC has kicked the can on the Bitcoin ETF approval, but that is for the physically backed ones under 33 Act. The futures ETFs filed under the 40 Act, which Gensler loves, are very much alive and likely on schedule. We think that there's a 75% chance of approval in October, and here's the odds. For the ProShares Bitcoin Strategy ETF, 2-to-1 odds. The Invesco Bitcoin Strategy ETF, 9-to-1. VanEck, 20-to-1. Now, VanEck's been in the game a long time trying to get this done, a long time. I think like I remember since 2017. Galaxy Bitcoin Strategy ETF, 50-to-1 odds. Guys, I think we're getting an ETF. And if we're going to get an ETF, Bitcoin just might steal the show. And that coincides with my strategy for Hex and buying. If Bitcoin runs off and has a dominance run, all the alts are going to suffer. So if you have some BTC, I would be buying alts during that run. So let's go back here and take a look at Bitcoin dominance chart. Bitcoin dominance chart is setting a higher low. It looks like the higher low is in and confirmed, but look at this dump. I mean, the last bounce was not very impressive at all. Let's take a look. We had about a 24% bounce after what? Let's take a look at this dump. And this is Bitcoin dominance in the market after a 38% dump. This could be primed for a pump. It's below the 200-day exponential moving average. It looks bad. It looks really bad, but it did put in a higher low. We do have a Bitcoin ETF coming. Typically, winters are pumpy until about late December. So I think there is a good probability that Bitcoin does do a dominance run, which is a great opportunity to buy alts because alts will suffer. That's a possibility. Remember, guys, there's no certainties. There's only probabilities. And I think the probabilities are high that Bitcoin could have a dominance run and the alts could suffer. I think the probabilities are high that Hex will finally have a correction. It might not, but I think that the probabilities are on the other side. Anyways, thank you for watching. Throw me a like and a subscribe. We will have a Hex giveaway at 100 subscribers, so pass that along, and I'll see you on the next one.